Hey guys, welcome back to the Flary Show podcast. This is going to be our Thanksgiving special,
Woot woot.
meaning we haven't filmed a podcast in about a month.
Yes. It is so funny. Literally a month from now. Or before.
So, how's your November been?
Um, Kind of the same as the other months. Just going to school and yeah, I don't know, staying at home. A little like COVID update going on from the last time we talked about COVID in our first podcast. COVID has finally hit and it's spiking back up, and my school is actually going back to online. So they're having like the lectures and stuff go online. Is it the same for you?
Well, this was our last week of classes, really. Then we have Thanksgiving. I think it's one more week after that. But everything is still like you can go in person. But I think after Thanksgiving, most people won't be. I think most people will be quarantining for 2 weeks. But our last lab was this week too, which is the only thing you were really required to go in person for.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
November has been a long month.
Yeah. What about you? Yeah, like how's your November too?
It's very, very stressful. There's a lot of stuff going on with school, and then it's
Yeah.
school, and then mostly school.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some Thanksgiving trivia that
Ooh.
I thought I would bring up during this podcast for everybody to, just learn more strange facts about nothing you really need to know.
Yes.
So my first Thanksgiving trivia.
Thanksgivia. We're gonna create it now. Thanksgivia.
Welcome to Thanksgivia. My first Thanksgivia is Americans celebrate Thanksgiving the last Thursday of November, but Canadians celebrate Thanksgiving the second Monday of October.
Yeah. That's an interesting fact.
I got all these from the same website, but I forget which website it was.
Oh, well, sorry for not doing the shout out.
So if these facts are wrong, you can just blame me. That's fine. All right. So that was our first Thanksgiving. We'll go into some questions. What is your typical Thanksgiving? What does your typical Thanksgiving look like?
Normally, I would get up, I would, get dressed. So me and my family, we would actually spend the whole morning creating a meal for dinner. And then, like, it's kind of funny because as we're spending the whole morning creating the meal for the dinner, we're actually eating a little bit of it for lunch. So we basically eat the same food all day. But yeah, like I get to spend the whole entire day with my family cooking food because my family's big on cooking food, and we all like create our own, like, I guess, dish. Like my one sister, yeah, she's in charge of cooking the turkey because she's best at it. I'm in charge of making desserts because I like baking and stuff. My one sister, if we do barbecuing, she does the barbecue. My dad and my brothers, they are in charge of like the heavier stuff where like they're doing like the chopping and stuff like that. So like, yeah, we're all like in one kitchen, which is funny because like I have a huge family, so like us being in one kitchen is kind of hectic and stuff, but it's so like fun, and that's like one of the things that I enjoy during the day of my Thanksgiving day. But yeah, and then after we're done cooking everything, we literally take an hour break and then we meet back up and we eat the food. And then we play games at night. family game night. Yeah.
That's cute. My family does not do that. So for me, what usually happens is Thanksgiving is typically when we celebrate the Hmong New Year's down here
Oh
and
yeah.
the festival. So usually we go to that. um, of course, this year they're not doing that due to COVID. I can't remember if I went last year, to be honest. Since because my schedule's always been weird with me going to school 4 hours away. And so it was always like, well, who's going to come get me? I couldn't drive and didn't have a car at the time. Um, and I think school always ended like the Tuesday before. It was never a weekend for some reason. So, there was always like trying to coordinate with my parents with who was going to come get me for the holidays. And then usually I would come visit and hang out with us at the festival and stuff. And then we either, get food there. We typically have hams. And my family just recently learned, my dad, like, we've been eating hams. Like, we usually have like a ham and a turkey. And for the past 10 years, we've been doing Thanksgiving. We always make a ham first. And then my dad decides to tell us recently, like, I don't really like ham.
What?
We've been eating ham all these years and you didn't tell us? Like, we've been buying hams and making them for, like, especially on holidays. And he tells us that. So this year, my mom just got a turkey. She didn't even bother with a ham.
That's funny.
So, cooking wise, it's usually just me. So if I want mashed potatoes, I have to make mashed potatoes. If I want mac and cheese, I have to make mac and cheese. I've not made a successful mac and cheese recipe yet. Usually,
You create your own?
I tried from scratch, but usually the cheese just turns into a giant block, and so you can only really eat it the first time, and then you can't heat it up for some reason.
Oh.
So I'm not good at cooking, guys.
No, you are. You know, it's actually a funny thing that you brought up, like the turkey. Like I like we cook turkey, but then sometimes lately we've been going off and on with it, but lately we've been doing a lot of duck instead of turkey because not a lot of us actually like turkey. I don't really like turkey, but like I eat it because it's the only meat on the table. Like yeah. But yeah, so we've discovered to do like duck and stuff. So I think this year we're actually doing duck. Like we had a conversation. We're like, oh yeah, we gotta remember to go get the turkey. And then I was like, can we do duck? And then everyone was like, yes, let's do duck instead. So I think this year we're doing duck. But I think we always like alternated. We always do turkey or duck. But yeah, it's funny that you said that your dad doesn't like the ham.
He like literally just told us when we were all looking at him like, what? Why did you tell us this now?
But do you guys like ham?
Yeah, I like ham and turkey. So I guess, my dad can go eat with you guys, eat your duck with maybe he doesn't even like turkey.
That'd be funny. Yo, I miss those. I mean, I don't know if that's gonna be a question that you're gonna ask, but like I miss those days where we had Thanksgiving together.
All right. So I'll put in my second thanksgivia. Since we talked about the type of meat, the first official Thanksgiving feast took place in the Plymouth colony, and they did not eat turkey. It was noted by Edward Winslow that deer was eaten instead.
Oh, interesting. Have you ever? I mean, we've ate deer before.
Yeah.
And it's not bad. Like, honestly, if you had the chance to eat deer, you should try it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand people who are scared to like eat stuff, like try new things. Because, we this is the same philosophy from the school one. You don't know if you're gonna like it or not like it until you try it.
Yes.
Um, all right. So my second question is just, what are you guys doing for Thanksgiving this year since COVID is going on? Um, you kind of answered with a duck.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get duck. I'm not for sure if we're gonna get like a raw duck and cook it ourselves, or we're actually gonna try to go all the way to Philly and get like roasted duck. I think we're still trying to figure out like what we're gonna cook. We are going like always. I mean, it's similar to what I said in the beginning. Like we will cook, eat a little bit throughout the day, and then eat dinner, and then have family game night. So, um, yeah. What about yours?
Well, I don't think anybody's gonna come visit us this year,
Oh.
which is fine because we want everybody to stay safe.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a lot of people are just ignoring that though and going to see family anyway.
Yes.
So this is definitely a scary time as people ignore um, regulations and stuff
Mm-hmm.
to just try to make things seem normal. All right. I'll put in another thanksgivia.
We're gonna
The
make it a thing for sure.
Every year in the United States since 1947, the president pardons a turkey and then it goes to live on a farm to grow old. So instead of eating, it's like a sign of peace with the turkey. Like, sorry, we ate millions of you for this holiday. Here's one of you that can go live on a farm.
That's funny. That's a funny fact.
So, do you have any like prominent Thanksgiving memories?
um, I do like remember always having like a big family, like all of us cousins and stuff like that, meeting at one house, whether it's mine or Trax in their house. We would always come together and have this big family dinner like on the table, and everyone like it would be hectic because we have a huge family. And um like the house would be full, and I remember like we kids would just always be outside a lot playing, because that's something that we always would do. And yeah, I like vaguely remember, but like I just remember like having like seeing a full table full of food and everyone surrounding, and loud voices, because all of like everyone was so loud. It's like, like as a kid you walk around these areas, the area of the house, and like I don't know, like it's a happy moment and a happy memory of mine. I don't know. What about yours?
I don't really remember Thanksgivings in PA.
How dare you?
Like, because we would just go over to your house for like everything. It would just be,
That's true.
and we went over your house, and then all of a sudden there was a party going on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't really remember anything specifically related to Thanksgiving in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, there
Uh,
was always a lot of events going on here in Pennsylvania that like you really couldn't tell the difference between what holidays what.
but in high school, for band, what we would do was we actually marched in a parade in Charlotte called the Novant Health Parade, and it was televised and stuff. Uh,
Oh.
but so it was like the day before the Wednesday, I think, is when we all got on a bus to go, and then we would spend the rest of the day in Concord Mills, which is a mall. And it was Thanksgiving, but like everybody's Christmas stuff was out in the mall. Um, and we were high schoolers set free in a mall for like hours. Um, And we would just every year we made the same traditions where we just walked around and took like the same pictures and made progression pictures. Um, and when when Lolly got to high school and he started going to do all that, he would pose with this giant bear, like stuffed bear, giant stuffed bear that would sit like right next to this chocolate shop, I think it was. And I forget what was on the shirt. If I'll find the pictures and put them here.
Please.
um, so I can't remember if like we did that every year or I know there's at least two of them. We took pictures of at least twice. Um, so stuff like that. And then we went back to the hotel and then woke up and did the parade. Which, you know, you stuff a bunch of high schoolers in hotels. And then every year there were always noise complaints. And every year my band director would tell us, sometimes they would like go to the kids' rooms and tell them that they were getting noise complaints. Fortunately, nothing bad really happened. But the one story I did want to share was one year, I think it was my junior year. Um, for some reason, we got to the hotel and I was just like, we were all just sitting in our hotel room because we weren't supposed to go anywhere. Like we could walk the halls and go see friends before lights out, but we were just sitting there and I was looking out the window and I was like, I really want to go to the roof. And I told my friends that I was like, let's go to the roof. Let's see if we can get to the roof. So we use the elevator and we get to the top floor that we can. It was like 17, I think, or something, 15, 17. And then, but that wasn't like the actual top floor. So we had to get on the stairs and go up the rest of the way. And then we got to the end of the stairs, and then there's this door, and then we opened it, and there's a long hallway. And we don't see anybody, we don't see any rooms. It's just a long hallway.
Oh my gosh.
So I remember some people chickened out along the way. And so they were like in different like checkpoints along the way to like hold doors open and stuff. And so at the end, I think there were like three or four of us. And so one of the girls was brave enough to start going down there. And then all of a sudden, we just hear this loud thudding as she's running back. And she's just like, there's somebody there. There's somebody there. Go, go, go. So we had to abandon ship. And we did not make it to the roof of the hotel. But so the next year was my senior year, and I told that story during our senior night where seniors could tell stories about band. And then we went back to the hotel for the parade that year. And then I I knew all these kids were trying to get to the roof then.
Oh gosh.
Let's try again this year. So we would go up there and we would pass kids on the stairs trying to go up there. And there were some kids coming down and we were like, oh, they must have tried and it was locked or something. So we got up there and they were locked that year. So I think my junior year was really the year we should have tried to go.
That's hilarious. They heard you guys' story.
That was just, I don't know. For some reason, I just was like in the mood. I was like, it was like freezing cold too, because it was late.
Oh yeah.
And then you're like on the top of a skyscraper. You're like, I want to go out in the freezing cold.
You know, I would have been down to go with you too, actually. I wish I was there. But another memory that I remember actually is when we went to North Carolina to visit you guys, and we went to the Hmong New Year's over there. Yeah. I totally forgot about it, but there's a bunch of pictures of us. But yeah, I remember me and Mary would actually try to correlate our clothes. That's something that you and me would always do when we were younger. Like we would always try to correlate with our clothes, try to match or something.
Because we're twins. Twinsies.
Yes, we're twin cousins.
I completely forgot about that. I mean, not like completely forget about it. But, like I remember it. I just forgot that it was for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, because when you brought it up, the Hmong, your Hmong New Year's over there for Thanksgiving, I was like, Hmong New Year's. I feel like I've been there over at North Carolina. Was I there Thanksgiving time? I was like, wait, yeah, I was.
And during stuff like that, Flora and I always try to go off on our own.
Yes.
It never works.
They never let us leave.
At the time, we were like, what, 13, 14? I
Somewhere.
can't remember when that was, but we were young.
Yeah.
All right, so this is my last thanksgivia. Um, a male turkey is called a tom or a gobbler. A female turkey is called a hen, and a baby turkey is called a poult.
Interesting. Why Polt?
I assume it's like poultry, something.
Right, but
I mean,
baby
like you
chick.
could just call it a chick. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I didn't realize that that's what male turkeys are called because I don't know if you've seen Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but one of the characters for the Thanksgiving episode, he dresses up as a turkey and he calls himself Tommy Gobbler. So
Um,
that makes sense now.
that makes sense.
Why would you call a male turkey a gobbler, though?
I think they're talking about the little gobbler thing. Isn't that called gobble? Or whatever.
I don't know. Females don't have that?
I don't
I was not looking at pictures when I Googled this stuff.
know.
um, all right. My last Thanksgiving story is the year after I graduated high school. I had a friend whose parents were still the president of the band PTA. Um, and she actually went to school in Charlotte. And so she invited me to come back and hang out with them for that day and then go see the parade the next day. And Lolly was still in high school. And so I just went along with them for that. And I can't remember if we went back to the mall, but I know that night while all the underage kids went back to the hotel and stuff, we just walked around Charlotte and, late at night and there's no one out.
Oh my gosh.
It was me, her, and then a guy. So, it wasn't just two girls walking around. But like Charlotte is really pretty at nighttime when it's close to Christmas because, all the streets get dressed up with lights and stuff.
Mhm.
And I can't remember what it was like. I want to say it was the Panthers Stadium. Outside, they just had this giant blue tree that was lit up,
Oh,
and I thought that was really pretty and cool.
yeah, I love going to malls, especially during this time because they're all set up for Christmas
Yeah.
and like lit up and stuff. And like, okay, I don't know. Like for me, I'm like, it's not even Thanksgiving didn't even pass. Why is all the Christmas stuff even coming out? But yeah, I don't know. But it's really pretty. I love going to malls and like public areas because they're like so decked out and like it's so pretty.
Random question that has nothing to do with Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Have you seen like those Lime bikes or ride scooters or anything like that?
I don't maybe I don't know what they're called. So if they're called that, then maybe.
Like the bikes that you can rent.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like the weird looking shape.
Yeah. I remember in Charlotte they have like motorized scooters, and it was me and a friend. We were in Charlotte for the day for some reason. I can't really remember why. And then we saw the scooters and we just decided to scoot around the city,
Oh,
which
that's
was
cool.
normally I get anxious about that stuff, like, because I can ride a bike, but I would feel terrified riding a bike through crowds.
Mhm.
Um, but a motorized scooter was pretty easy to just maneuver around people.
Really? I always wanted to ride one of those.
And you get a little bell, so the one I rode had a bell, so it was just, whenever you see people, you just start hitting that.
Yo, Mary, after this pandemic, I gotta go visit you. You gotta go take me to
Yes,
scooter.
we can scoot around Charlotte.
Yes, you can show me around.
Granted, I don't know much about the Charlotte area.
It's okay.
We
We'll
can
get lost
explore it.
together. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get lost together.
All right, that is all I had for today for this Thanksgiving episode. Did you have anything else?
I guess like the basic question, like, what are you most thankful for this year?
Oh, wow. I am thankful that I am here today in one piece. 2020 was a roller coaster
Mhm.
that just kept, I don't know if it kept going up or kept going down, but it just, it was just like, it kept going one direction and it never stopped. Um, yeah, so I guess I'm thankful that I'm here in one piece.
Yeah, same. Yeah, no, I'm truly thankful for, um, having like just in general, like just being able to be here today and stuff like that, and um, not having like to worry much because like with the people that I've spent time with during the quarantine time and stuff like that, like we've all been careful and like I'm pretty sure like this quarantine time really um, brought people a lot. Like strangely enough, I feel like this quarantine thing brought people more closer um, because like you never realize how much you would miss someone even when they're like maybe just at the house next door and you know um, it really like brought a lot of people together. Like for instance, like you and me created this channel because of the quarantine, because of the COVID and stuff. So yeah, I'm really thankful for this channel, for Mary. I'm thankful for you for agreeing to making this channel. And yeah.
That was very sweet.
Oh, also, I also want to do a shout out because we haven't done one yet, and it's because we had like pre-recorded videos before we actually started doing this on a daily basis. But and this is like our fourth or fifth, I don't
Fourth,
know,
yeah.
fourth. I don't know what number we are at, but we haven't done a thank you and a shout out to the artist of our thumbnail, and so yeah, I want to thank Lylow. Her Instagram is Lylow arts, Lylow_arts with two S. And she created our thumbnail, and I'm thankful for her for doing that because she took her time to do that. So if you are interested in her artwork, go check her artwork out as well.
Now that it's been 4 episodes.
I know, but I think the first two we like pre-recorded, and like we had
We decided to add it.
yes,
That's right. I remember that now.
yes,
She did that really fast too.
hmm
Like we did not give her a deadline or anything. We're just like, oh, do it whenever you want to.
yeah, and then she gave it to us like the next 2 days, and like she
Yeah.
finished it. I was like, oh my gosh, thank you so much.
So we could pump out those first few podcasts.
Mhm.
Well, we close out our podcast with asking, what have you been listening to lately?
Um, I've the songs. Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars.
Yes. Throwback music.
Yeah.
I want to say, okay, Justin Bieber has been releasing stuff, and I've not listened to any of it.
Yeah.
I definitely feel he's like trying to become relevant again through his music
Hmm.
instead of
I've
drama.
heard, yeah, I've heard because I've listened to the radio too, and like I don't know what the song was called, but I've heard one of his new songs, but
Well, I haven't really been listening to music lately. I've actually been listening to a podcast called The Office Ladies. It has Jenna Fisher and Angela Kinsey. I think that's her last name. It's Kinsey or Kinsley. They were both on the TV show The Office, which that's one of my favorite shows. And then they just um, talk through every episode basically and the behind the scenes of stuff and break down some things that were filmed and stuff like that. So I've been listening to that while I drive to school.
okay, I guess that's a song. we'll go Office theme song.
Yes, go listen to the Office theme song. That's a great idea. All right. Well, I guess that is it from me and Flora. Our Thanksgiving Day special. Thanksgiving
Yay!
special.
Mhm.
If you enjoyed my Thanksgivia, make sure to tell us, and maybe in the next few podcasts, I'll throw out some random facts.
we'll do more skivias. I don't know. We'll have to combine the trivia part now. We're gonna make it a thing now, Mary.
What's like, we're filming Christmas, so it'll be Christmivia.
yes. That would be awesome.
All right, guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to check out our last few podcasts if you haven't so far, and like this video and subscribe to our channel. And make sure to follow me and Flora on our social media down below. We have it down below, right?
I think so. We should. if not, we will.
Bye, guys.
Bye.